Let's be seated. We'll just start by settling in to our seated position, and just close the eyes if you feel comfortable to, for a couple of moments whilst you feel the breath settling down. And whilst you just bring the gaze internally, and just know exactly how you feel today and right now in the body and emotionally, mentally. And then just committing to practicing with kindness. Kindness to for your own needs and compassion for your situation at the moment, your physical situation, your mental and emotional situation. So just practicing with a deep respect and compassion for yourself. And that does mean that you're completely free to move as you like within this guideline of a group or a guideline of a practice. And so you can take rest whenever you need to, and please do. And then we're going to bring the hands together at the heart. And we'll do a 3-part breath. It's called a Vedic salute. And so we're breathing in, and then one long out breath. And you can join the hands in as well. So the hands will go in, and then exhale. So you'll breathe in, take the hands out, breathe in, bring the hands in, breathe in, reach up and possibly hold the breath, and then exhale, bring the hands back down. And we'll do it again. This time I wanted to circle the hands on the way down. In, and then wide circling of the arms on your exhalation. And the hands come back up to the heart. So we'll go like that, breathing in, hold the breath, and breathing out. Hands to the heart. Breathing in, and hold. Exhale to sweep the hands down. Breathing in, and hold. Exhale, nice big circle so that you're stretching the armpits and the back of the shoulders. Breathing in, and then exhale to sweep back down again. Just one more. Breathing in, and exhaling the hands down. And then we'll just extend the legs out. And you can rub the knees a little bit and the thighs. So we'll just start by hugging the right knee in, and we'll go through our Pawanmuktasana exercises. So exhale to hug the knee in, and inhale to stretch the leg. Just moving in time with your breath. And this time hold the leg out in front of you and just sit up nice and tall towards the leg, and you can draw the toes back towards you. And then we'll rotate through the ankle whilst you've got the leg up there. And go in both directions. And then if you want to, you could lift the leg even higher, holding further down the ankle. And then we'll hug the thigh in and point the toe ahead so that the shin is parallel to the floor. And we'll circle from the knee so that you're moving the whole of the limb. From the knee to the toes is one long limb. And you don't move the ankle. And we'll move round in the other direction. And then hug the knee in. And we'll rest back on the hands and extend that right leg away from you and out towards the side and back in again. So you're just drawing some circles. And make these as small or as large a circle as feels comfortable. And then go the other way as well. And then just rest the leg down and pat all around the thigh and the back of the hip. And then I'm going to just fold the knee and place the ankle on top of the left knee. So right ankle on top of left knee. And lean back in the hands again and bend the left leg so that you've got the left foot on the floor. And you've got your foot nice and active, so toes are peeled back. And just rocking back and forth. So just gently opening up the hip. And the further in you bring the left foot, the more of a challenge it is on the hip. So just choose your placement. And then as we come to stillness, we'll just slide that right leg over so that you're cross-legged and drop the knees down to the left-hand side so that you're in a twisted position. And then you can kind of rearrange the hands a little bit and open up the chest and look up towards the ceiling so that you're feeling the twist in the back. A couple more deep breaths there. And then bring the knees back up and unravel the legs. And we'll extend the legs back in front of us again and go on the other side. So we'll hug the left knee in. And then inhale to extend the leg and exhale to hug. And just moving like that. One more. And then we'll hold the stretch on the leg, so sitting up nice and tall towards the leg and drawing the toes back towards you. And then we can rotate through the ankle. And go in both directions. And then bend at the knee and point the toes so that we can start to circle from the knee joint. Not from the ankle, but just from the knee, circling the whole of the limb. And then in the other direction. And then you can rest back on the hands, rest the foot down, and we'll go for those extended circles into the hip. So you can let the heel rest on the floor if you like, or you can lift the heel off the floor for the whole of the movement, which is a little more strong on the hip. And then we'll circle in the other direction as well. And let the leg rest down and some patting with a light fist. And then we'll fold that leg over the right leg. And right foot goes on the floor, so left ankle is on top of right knee. And then that gentle rocking from side to side. And you could bring the foot a little closer in if you want a little stronger action on the hip. And then we'll slide the left leg over and drop the knees down to the right hand side so that you could open up the chest and maybe lift the chin. One more breath there. And coming back to the centre, we will go to cross-legged. So this sequence will be cross-legged now. So if you're not comfortable in cross-legged, take the side legs, and we are going to change the cross of the legs, so you can just go to the other side then. So if you'd rather be in that position, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll cross the legs. And then interlace the fingers, and we'll send them away and reach up and overhead. And just create some nice space in the side of the body, and we'll just reach from side to side, just a gentle swaying. And then reaching back up towards the centre, and we'll bring the hands behind the head. So you're cradling the back of the head, and you can open up the elbows. Look towards the sky on your inhalation, and exhale to curl in and bring the elbows towards each other as well. So just going back and forth like this, opening as you inhale and exhale as you come in. And thinking of the movement on the spine being like that of the cat movement. One more time, down and up. And then holding the elbows open wide, and we'll just bend to one side. So what you're doing is really reaching the left elbow up towards the ceiling, and then a couple of breaths in that side. And then back to the centre, and the right elbow points towards the ceiling. And then back to the centre, and release the hands all the way up. And then we'll bring the hands down to the floor in front of you, so that you can walk the hands forwards a little bit, and we'll turn this into a forward fold. So just coming forward as far as you're comfortable, and then drop the head, and maybe rest on the elbows if you have the space there. And allow the body to soften into that folded position. Another 2 breaths there. And then we'll lift the head, and come back onto the hands. And just keep the left hand on the floor and kind of rest the elbow on the left knee. And we'll open up the right arm. So it's quite a low down twist. Or you could have the elbow resting on the floor if you have the elbow that far down. Otherwise you're kind of wedging against the knee to open up. And then we'll come up and take that hand behind you and then take the left hand on the outside of the right thigh so you're looking over the right shoulder and just changing the twist so it's a little higher up. And looking back to the center, let's take both hands behind you so you can open up the chest. Bring the hands towards each other so it really helps you puff your chest out. And we'll do 3 lion's breaths here. Sending the gaze up between the third eye. And then if you want to, you could just straighten out the legs and point the toes. And you could get a lift on the hip. You can either stay like this or you can lift the hips up if that feels nice to counter pose. And let the bum come back down and just slowly bring the head up. And then we're going to cross the legs the other way and do it on the other side. So, yeah, cross the legs the awkward way. Can't remember which one I had. I had the left leg in front first, so this time I'm putting the right leg in front. So I should have told you to check which leg you had first. And if you're doing the other position, you just swing the legs around to the other side. And then we'll interlace the hands the other way around. So fingers interlace the other way around and push out and reach up. And then just that swaying from side to side. So it just feels like you're creating space in between the ribs and the side of the body. And then reach up, looking up, and take the hands behind the head and just cradle the back of the head so you can open up the elbows. Take a deep breath here and then exhale to bring the elbows towards each other as you curl down. And just moving at your own pace then as we open and close. So the movement starts at the tailbone and ripples up through the spine so that your head is the last thing to move. And you could even use the pelvic floor drawing in as you curl in as well. One more. And then pause with that open position and we'll just reach the right elbow up towards the ceiling. And 3 breaths into the right side of the body. Back up to the center and then the left elbow up. back to the center and reach both arms up. And then exhale to take the hands down in front of you. And again towards the forward fold and just easing into it really gently. And possibly dropping the head or possibly coming to the elbows. Just noticing the difference on both sides. With interest rather than with judgment. It's so natural that we fall into patterns of preference on one side, or that one side is tighter than the other. And we'll start to press back up again, just bringing the hands back in, and then that low down twist. So the right hand is on the floor this time, and you either come onto the elbow or kind of wedge against the right knee with the elbow, so that you can open up the left arm. And then inhale to come up to seated and take that left hand behind you onto the floor so that you can twist and look over the left shoulder. So I'm holding onto the outside edge of the knee with my right hand and sitting up straight into the twist. Just one more breath. And then you can take the right hand behind you as well and open up the chest. And go for the 3 lions breaths. Drawing in the pelvic floor as you exhale. And then we'll just roll over the knees or come to kneeling. And you can stretch out one leg and then another and just tuck the toes under and push back through the heels so you can unfold the legs from that kneeling position. And we could do a little downward dog to stretch the legs a little bit more and just uncrumple. So just a free sort of movement in the dog. In E, you might want to come backwards and forwards into the plank position, or just kind of come up high onto the toes so the heels are really high and you get a nice stretch in the toes and the bottom of the feet. You might want to send the bum all the way back and bend the knees really deeply so the thighs are almost in contact with the chest. And then you could come down to kneeling and to a child's pose so that we're sitting back on the heels and the forehead comes to the floor and the arms are ahead of you. So the hands are reaching ahead. And then we'll lift the head and lift the bum and come forwards and take the hands about, well, half a foot in front of you, a bit further, and then just come back down onto the forehead. So the hips are high, and your elbows are on the floor, and your armpits are reaching towards the floor. And if you would like more stretch, you could come onto the chin. And then lifting up, we'll come to lie on the belly. So if you want a bit of a counter stretch from all the sitting that we've done, you could just hang the hips forwards before we lie on the belly. Or if you want to come straight to lying on the belly, then you can go for that. So as you do that hip hanging pose, just drawing the chest through the shoulders and slightly bend the elbows. And then you could wave from side to side a little bit with the hips. And then we'll come down onto the elbows. To a sphinx position. So you're propped up on the elbows. So we're going to do a little exercise here where you press up on your elbows and come back to kneeling. So we'll need to just arrange ourselves a little bit. So you're on your elbows and your knees, and I think you'll need to bring your elbows in a little bit closer so that you can be comfortably on your elbows and your knees in a square. And then tuck the toes under and have the hands planted on the floor so that you can press into the hands and come into your downward dog. And then you could come over into a plank position and then come down to the knees and then come down onto the elbows and climb down. So then you press back up on the hands. So you're climbing up and down to the elbows. So climbing down onto the elbows and pressing back up. Climbing down and pressing back up. And then go down with the other elbow first, if you were doing just the same side. And then, from here we'll just tuck the toes and straighten the legs so you're in your plank position. And you know what is coming. If you want to, you can go for the climbing from the plank position. So you can give it a go. Or you can come back to the kneeling and do the climbing from there. And once you've done 3 on one side, then change sides and do it with the other elbow first. And then last time that you come back down onto your elbows, then bring your knees back down. And just rock backwards and forwards on the elbows. So it can be really nice just to clasp the hands together and just rock forwards and backwards. So you're propped up on this triangle of the elbows and the hands, and you're just rocking backwards and forwards as if to ease out the tension in the shoulders. And as you come forwards, you could just bring in the stomach muscles as if you're doing a plank position. And if you do want a challenge, you could tuck the toes and straighten the legs and continue doing that movement up and down from dog to plank. That's only if you're fancying a challenge on the shoulders. Otherwise, stay with kneeling or sit back into child's pose. And we'll just do one more of those. And if you want to hold it in the plank position on your elbows, you're welcome. And then bring the knees down and sit back on the heels and let the arms rest down by the feet. Well done. So last couple of breaths to let the shoulders go completely. And then we're going to come up to kneeling. And then come to step the right foot out towards the side. So it's not quite a long lunge, it's more of a wide lunge. Just to circle into the hips here. And again, you can go in the other direction. And then let's come to rest the right elbow on top of the knee and sweep the left arm in circles. Then we'll take the left hand down to the floor and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, so you're looking at the right hand. And then bring the hand back down and we'll come back to our kneeling position to switch sides, so that it's the left foot that comes forwards. And then just some circles. So yeah, you can keep the foot really wide out towards the side just to give you more room in the hip. And circling in both directions. And then we'll rest the left elbow on top of the knee and circle the right arm. One more circle there. And then we'll plant the right hand on the floor and lift the left arm. And then bring the hand back down to the floor. Bring the foot back. So you're back at kneeling. And we'll tuck the toes and come to a downward dog and move forwards to a forward fold. So just transitioning through a downward dog. And then walking forwards so that you can flop the head and the shoulders and shake the head yes and no a few times. From here we just lift the head halfway so you have a flat back as you inhale, and as you exhale bring the face towards the knees so you're folding a little deeper. And a couple of times like this, just lifting the head, reaching the hands towards the floor and exhaling to fold in. So that you're using the strength of the lower back. One more time. And then we'll come all the way up to standing and sweep the arms out and up and overhead. And exhale the hands to the heart. And then we'll do our Egyptian salute. So it's inhaling to reach the arms up and interlacing the thumbs. And exhale to bend to the right. Inhale to the center. And exhale to the left. Inhale to the center. And exhale to squat. Inhale to stand and reach the arms forwards. And then exhale to turn to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to turn to the left. Inhale to center. And exhale to squat deeply and sweep the arms out, up and overhead, reaching up. And exhale to squat and hold the position for 3 breaths. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to bring the palms of the hands to the heart. So try with the feet about hip width apart. And the toes facing forwards. And then we'll go again on the other side. So inhaling to reach up and interlace the thumbs so the hands are facing forwards. And exhale to bend to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale to squat and reach forwards. Inhale to stand, reaching forwards. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to squat and sweep the arms out, up and overhead. And exhale to squat and hold for 3 breaths. Reaching up. And exhale the hands to the heart. And then we'll just take the hands behind the back. And yeah, we can just circle the shoulders before we do that a little bit. Circling them in both directions. And a little rolling of the neck from side to side, or the head from side to side. And then bring the head back to center. And we'll take the hands behind the back and interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders back and reach down. And then we'll take the hands to the right hip. So the hands are clasped together, but they're resting on the right hip. And you open the right elbow out as you breathe in. And exhale to squeeze it towards the left elbow. So inhaling to open. And exhaling to close. Another couple of times there. And then we'll hold the closed position and just sort of feel that you can lengthen the neck away from the shoulders and just let the shoulders drop as much as is possible. And we can turn to the head towards the left hand side. So you have a gentle stretch in the right hand side of the neck. And look back towards the center and we'll reach the fists down towards the floor and then open up the chest and exhale to fold forward with the hands still interlaced like that so that the knuckles are reaching up towards the ceiling. Crown of the head towards the floor. Knees can still be slightly bent. And inhale to come back up to standing. And then just loosen out the shoulders however feels comfortable. And then you hopefully remember about going on the other side. I think it feels really awkward with the hands compared to the legs. So interlace on the other way round with the fingers behind the back. And this time we'll take the fist to rest on the left hip. So you're opening up the left elbow as you breathe in and exhale to squeeze towards the right. And a few times like this. And then we'll just hold the elbows towards each other and turn the head around to the right hand side this time. And then look back to the center. We'll reach the hands downwards as they're interlaced. Open up the chest as you breathe in. And exhale to fold forwards, reaching the knuckles up. And then lift the head. Come back up to standing and ease the shoulders out. And we're going to come back down to the floor to lying on the front of the body with the head to one side and the arms can be wherever you want them. Just a resting pose for a moment. And bring the head over to the other side, if you have the neck over to one side. And bring the head back up to center. We're going to reach the hands down by the side of the body, so your palms are face down, and then your forehead is on the floor, and we're lifting and lowering. So you lift on the in-breath and exhale to lower down. And then this time as you lift, then hold the lift and take the hands off the floor so the hands are reaching back behind you like an aeroplane. And as you exhale, then look to the left leg and touch the left hand to the left leg. And inhale back to the center and exhale right hand to the right leg, looking towards the right. Inhale back to the center, exhale round to the left, into the center, and exhale to the right. Back to the center. And then we're going to take the arms in front of us this time. So reach both arms in front of you so your forehead comes to the floor. And we're going to do the alternate leg and arm raises. So inhale, lift the right arm and the left leg. And exhale to lower. And then switch over. So just go in time with your own breath, lifting and lowering. And the head lifts to look at the hand as you inhale. Just one more, and then we can hold both if you feel like doing that, either sticking with either side or hold both hands and both legs lifted and exhale to lower down. So you can lift and lower with both. Sorry, you don't have to hold it. I didn't mean to say that. But if you do want to now, you could hold the whole Superman flying position. And then exhale to rest the forehead back down again. And you could just wiggle the hips from side to side. We'll prop up on the elbows and go into the side sort of twist. So let's bring the right knee up and thread the left arm underneath so that you come to lie on the left hand side of the body, and both hands will be together. So you're lying on the left, both palms of the hands together, and as you inhale, open the right arm up and out behind you, and exhale to close the hands. And feel that you can just move at your own pace. And then we open into the twist and settle down in that twist, and you might need to hold on to the top leg with the left hand. I feel like it keeps it a bit more stable there. And the gaze could go out to the right hand side if you like. And back over to the side and onto your tummy. And we'll go to the other side. So the left knee will come up and out to the side. And we're lying on the right hand side of the body. So right arm threads underneath, palms of the hands together, and opening and closing in time with the breath. And this time we'll open and settle into the twist. And to come out of this one, let's just come onto the back of the body from where we are and get comfortable with the feet on the floor and the knees bent. And from there, you might just want to do a couple of pelvic kind of tilts. You might want to hug the knees in or do a bridge. So just see what you would like to finish with, what expression would suit you best. And then starting to come back to Shavasana. So begin to make yourself comfortable. Just settle into your lying down position. And just let the breath come back to an even pace. And enjoy some quiet and stillness. Enjoy not doing anything with the body now after all of that exertion and doing. Just this few minutes of being in this space of peace. There is a knower who experiences everything. There is a presence dancing everywhere. There is a lover who embraces us all. I am one with that light. I am one with that power. I am one with that love. There is a knower who experiences everything. There is a presence dancing everywhere. There is a lover who embraces us all. I am one with that light. I am one with that power. I am one with that love. This is from the Radiant Sutras. So just waking up and stretching and taking a few deeper breaths. And come back up to seated in your own time. And we could just wake the hands up whenever you're back in seated. And just hold around the neck and the shoulders. Massage if you need it. Or just give a reassuring squeeze. You're not alone. Even whilst you are alone, you're not alone. And we could just scrub into the scalp and wake up the head. And then we'll just reach up in Prana Mudra. And maybe just opening up to all that support that we have. Whether we can see it or experience it or not. Or whether it's far away, family far away from us. And maybe opening up to the possibility of being helped or asking for contact. Now just bring the hands to the heart. Namaste.